superstar, I hold a specific measure of liability, and feel free to be a declaration due to a ton of things that have occurred in your life. You could never accept what terrible things are going on in Hollywood directly before our noses. Yet it seems like, with Orlando Brown's stunning disclosures, a portion of the revolting mysteries of specific influential individuals are coming into the spotlight. The previous Disney star had proactively shared a progression of inciting comments about Diddy and his preparing strategies. And evidently, there's more going on, as one more high-profile VIP is being hauled into this kid's say rec. Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to Celeb Live Station. Previous Disney star Orlando Brown, as of late, left the web worried about his psychological prosperity, subsequent to offering a few bizarre remarks about American rapper Diddy. While Orlando didn't truly express that he had an actual connection with the rapper, it was all the more obvious from his comment that the music big shot conceded his specific private blessings. "Yo Diddy, you gave me the Uzgash." Yet the show doesn't end here, as Orlando approach with seriously stunning disclosure, suggesting that regardless Diddy's pal, the entertainer, Will Smith, was partaking in these unseemly exercises alongside the rapper, and involving youthful craftsmen as their toys fun. "Since you got to acknowledge around then in my life, I was very youthful," while such countless individuals didn't treat these claims in a serious way, presumably due to an entertaining way Orlando was talking with, and a few fans even noticed that the previous Disney star was either tanked or under something. And as a matter of fact, that drivel didn't have anything to do with genuine disclosures. Anyway, others leaped to Orlando's security, saying that this man could have had to deal with a ton of monstrous experience and cozy blessings he had never needed, and it was very difficult to open up. And it was incredibly difficult to open up and not to freak out, while transparently denouncing the unmistakable individuals of note. By the day's end, it's hard for us all, not only one individual, it's hard for each and every body. It's no big surprise Orlando couldn't get himself together in the wake of thinking about those horrendous times he had enjoyed with Diddy and his companions. And the music tycoon's name was not by any means the only one that Orlando chose to drop throughout the long-term. Brown has been attempting to reveal more insight into the monstrosities happening in the background, and how the way that youthful entertainers are essentially passed around at parties and move between various high-profile celebrities to fulfill their monstrous desires. Toward the start of 2020, Orlando blamed Scratch Gun for abusing him in an exceptionally upsetting way, with a piece of Orlando's assertion suggesting that Scratch Gun was dressed a lady. "I'll say it, I let Scratch suck my stick. And I loved it, Scratch, you sucked my stick. Yet everyone realizes you did it," as a female, and Scratch Cannon's response to these allegations said everything, as opposed to gazing a problem with Orlando, like it generally occurs between celeb. Scratch communicated most extreme worry about the agony and awful encounters that the previous entertainer had experienced as a kid, really in torment, and shouting out for help. And actually, genuinely, when I take a gander at online, gracious, how could we leave such a capable, youthful fella? It seems like Orlando Brown was basically sobbing so that assistants and needed individuals might be able to hear his story. Yet most of individual celebs and fans possibly marked him insane or high. And when days after the fact Orlando blamed Will Smith for attacking him as a kid, the world decided to choose not to see the Disney stars crying clearly every one of the data stations he needed to go through as a kid, and a hustling celebrity transformed Orlando and into the wrecked man he is. There's a foreboding shadow over Hollywood, and that is not the Hollywood that I experienced childhood, in which is the reason they needed to keep me out. So no big surprise that Orlando left the film business when he got an opportunity. When in 2007 he turned 20, he became weary of being the Hollywood's pleasure device, and he passed on Disney to seek after a music profession anyway. In the new years, Brown has been exceptional, known for his stunning way of behaving than his ability, and a few fans Say it has something to do with his horrible experiences with prominent celebs like Scratch Gun Diddy and Will Smith, who were constraining the youthful entertainer to endure their close games in the event that you hit that sore spot. You could transform an individual into a creature. You could transform an individual into whatever anyway the harm had proactively been finished. And Orlando changed completely. Furthermore, attempt to make them look seriously on television. He don't require help, Diddy. And the remainder of them in Hollywood are doing this to people are the person who need the assistance awaken, since Orlando pursued a valiant choice to get away from the repulsions of the film business. He was dealing with one more issue after another. And obviously some of them were organized for a rebellious previous Disney star. Somebody who might be listening frantically needs to keep reality with regards to Hollywood monstrosities covered up. And that is the reason individuals like Orlando Brown are being marked tricky and in a difficult situation with the law, again and again, for ownership of denied substances or for being vicious. Something should be plainly harmed inside this man. And taking into account his disclosures about how he was treated by the unmistakable male figures of Hollywood, it's no big surprise that the previous, that is, so Raven star has been captured on numerous occasions for unlawful exercises. Orlando emerged with your hands up. Browns had a plenty of legitimate issues the previous year, remembering getting captured by abundance trackers for his clothing. And it appears as though the police are following him wherever, which may not be astounding knowing the number of ties and associations Diddy and co. that have evidently they need to quiet one more survivor of their own barbarities. Or possibly make it seem as though Orlando is insane. I mean, folks, it's something uncommon to find the recording of a VIP being captured via virtual entertainment. And with Orlando, there's a ton of uncovering material. Tell you, until you let me know your name. Oh, fine, you won't let me know your name. Everybody knows you got a warrant for your capture. It's so miserable to see poor people fellow being hushed and named insane, while the strong figures continue playing their upsetting games with youthful entertainers and performers behind the shut entryways. Orlando has been attempting to imply the world that Hollywood is dim spot, yet clearly, even he accepts now that this fight against the tycoons are lost, and he can't battle alone. And keeping in mind that reality is inside our contact some way or another, many individuals like to cover for Diddy and Will Smith and safeguard their wild gatherings with men from public openness. The hypotheses of Diddy governing the business and spreading fear among the celebs have been happening for quite a long time. And it was before expressed how the music big shot was preparing Usher and Justin Bieber. Which makes me can't help thinking about the number of individuals out there that stay quiet about Diddy's credits. Not with Diddy, he going to be did it. He won't what the __. He won't right presently. He will let you know what he needs. And on the off chance that you ain't with it, you ought not be in a room. Well, that is unquestionably seems like Diddy, since he isn't utilized to hear. No, as a response, Orlando's disclosures make many individuals keep thinking about whether the previous Disney star even needed to get through the unseemly social occasions in tip-top clubs and at the gatherings for men, since it's anything but a mysterious that some prominent celebs are joining in, and the music magnate will in general welcome his proteges to, presumably, to impart them to his companions like Will Smith. I mean, attendance been there, and Justin Bieber had his portion of consideration from male rappers during Day's regular trickeries. It doesn't come as a shock that Diddy can raise anybody's vocation by saying a word. And as Orlando had learned since early age, everything has a cost. Clearly, it biggerly affected Brown than on other youthful celebs, in light of the fact that they are approaching to uncover the monstrous things they had encountered. I would realize you just want a lifelong after this. And regardless of whether you need to lead your own examination, well, amazing good fortune, folks, since Diddy appears to possess the web too, or possibly he has great associations with many individuals, since all uncovering data about him and his associates is mystically eradicated, while individuals who set out to talk reality like Orlando Brown, are being named insane, and their crimes hit titles with the speed of light. Damn, you could never have imagined that would happen. You understand what I'm talking about. Thank you, understand what I'm talking about, like you could never have imagined that would happen. Many fans feel concerned learned about Orlando's prosperity, as well as about the remainder of youthful specialists who need to become famous in Hollywood. Yet with the flow rule of individuals like Diddy, it appears to be difficult to get away from similar destiny, and they need to go with that horrendous decision between consenting to Jingle's crazy private